Listening Practice 3.
Listen to part of a discussion in a sociology class. As you listen, try to complete the notes below. Then use the notes to help you answer the questions.
So far, we have been talking about the challenges faced by societies that have no single culture that is clearly dominant. In doing so, we have largely focused on societies where the various cultures have failed to coexist peacefully. Now, I want to look at some success stories, places where two distinct cultural groups have been able to coexist, and see if we can prize out the secrets to their success. Can anyone think of an example for me?
Canada. The French-speaking Canadians and the English-speaking Canadians are pretty distinct cultural groups.
Or South Africa. They have English-speaking whites and Afrikaans-speaking whites.
That's true. But let's use Canada as an example. The South African example is a bit more complex. So, Canada does indeed have two distinct cultures, an English-speaking culture and a French-speaking culture.
What about the Inuit? They have a distinct culture.
Well, the Inuit, like most other Native American groups, have been marginalized and suppressed. So if we're going to talk about Canada as a successful balancing of cultures, we're going to have to overlook the Inuit for right now. Besides, the Inuit make up a very tiny proportion of the Canadian population. The two dominant cultures are clearly the English-speaking and the French-speaking cultures. Approximately 7 million French speakers live in Canada, 6 million of those in the province of Quebec. The rest of the nation is almost entirely made up of English speakers. Now, language is not the only difference between English-speaking and French-speaking Canadians. They generally have quite different value systems, political views, and views on the direction the nation should take.
So if they're so different, how is it a success story?
Because even with these considerable cultural differences, Canada has managed to remain a single united nation with relatively little conflict or resentment between the two cultures. Now, they have done that partly because the cultures are located in basically distinct geographic areas, with the majority of French-speaking Canadians in Quebec. Canada has also given a relatively high amount of autonomy to its provinces, so the people of Quebec don't feel oppressed or put upon by the larger English-speaking culture. Canada has also gone to considerable lengths to make sure that each culture is recognized as an integral and valued part of the Canadian national identity.